first, before you speak, you guys, how amazing is Sherri Shepherd hosting this show? You're on fire!
You are on fire. Wait, first you got to give a shoe cam, because this right here, put your feet right there.
Okay, hold on.
There you go.
I didn't shave my feet, though.
You look so absolutely
So do you.
gorgeous, my love.
You look gorgeous.
You know, we met a long time ago, like in our late 20s, because we did a pilot
did.
together where I played your best friend.
That's right.
Like we played two just like freaky girls.
It was
And I
meant to
your best
be. It
friend.
was meant to be.
And it was meant to be, and we've been friends ever since. And then you joined The View, and I was so excited.
Thank God for you. I mean, you guys don't understand. You know how there's guardian angels in your life? Sherri has no doubt was my guardian angel on that show. She was
That's a hard show to do because you got these women on the side of you, and like I didn't know a lot about politics because I was a Jehovah's Witness. We never voted, so I got on there and I didn't know. And you came.
I was hired to be. They go, we want you to be the pop culture kind of guru.
And then we got there and they didn't want to do any pop
I didn't want to
culture
do it anymore. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we were like two dolphins in a Shark Tank. Like, what is going on? And I'm just not a.
And I know,
writer.
and Barbara used to look at us. We would be at the table, and I mean, to imagine Jenny. She's supposed to be our pop culture expert, and then they go, "We're doing politics all the time." And when Barbara would get on us, and she'd give us that look.
Oh my God, I didn't know about this until, of course, I was in it. But Sherri, underneath the table, when she knew that Barbara was going to come for me, she'd put her hand on the table and just squeeze my knee, and I'd be like, "What's going on?" And then we get a commercial break, and I'd go. And Barbara would just go off. And by the way, we love Barbara.
We do.
Of course we love Barbara.
She was a taskmaster.
But to be...
She was a hard taskmaster.
She's a hard, and she will give it to you, and she will be hard.
She makes you strong, though.
And then in the hallways afterwards, if I knew she was coming, because after the show, if I knew I said something she didn't like, I would take off, and I'd hide in my dressing room, and I'd just wait for shuffle, 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 shuffle outside my dressing room, because I know she's coming for me then. I'm like, no, I'm hiding.
I know, Barbara said I closed the door, and she go, "I know you're in there, dear. Open the door." But I love it because The Masked Singer is a show. You just got picked up for your second season.
Yeah.
Jeffrey and I watch this show all the time. Were you surprised at the success of the show?
You know, everyone is surprised, except I wasn't. When my agent called me, I said, you know what, this checks so many boxes. It's got, you know, the game show that people love, and it's celebrities, which people love. It also makes your brain try to do something else, which is try to figure something out.
Right.
And then the most important one for me was I got to watch something with my son. My son got to see something that I did, because everything else I did was bizarre. Yeah. But then what surprised me most was how many tweets I got from parents saying, you don't understand, this is the first time my son or my daughter stepped away from the game console to sit in the living room with me and watch The Masked Singer. Thank you. And that made me feel like, okay.
I know, my good friend Sybil Wilkes, she said, in this day and age, I need a show that just makes me laugh and feel good.
That's right.
And that's what The Masked Singer does.
100%. We've got those like celebrities' journeys and all that. I know, I can't believe I thought you were the Raven. Sherri.
I know, you got so emotional.
I did, I was like so emotional.
But now I am not the Raven. That was not me. That was Ricky Lake.
It was Ricky Lake.
But now, which Masked Singer are you most impressed with, Jenny?
You know, right now I got my eyes on the Rabbit.
The Rabbit.
I think
now the Rabbit is the most popular. I think it's somebody from NSYNC.
Well, you know, when he first came out, I looked at the clues and I said, I think it's definitely a boy band member.
Okay, yeah.
Because the moves were just very boy band.
Yes.
And then as the time went on, I'm like, is that my husband?
You think that's Donnie Wahlberg?
So I was like, so then I would sneak my phone and be like, beep, 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 to see if he would answer, because he always answers.
Right.
And when the Rabbit was on stage, he wouldn't pick up. So I was like, I think it's my husband, and they're playing a fast one on me.
Oh,
so
my
I tried to look at his butt, because we know Donnie's butt.
Yeah, we know Donnie's butt.
You guys know that marshmallow, right?
We do know the Wahlberg butt.
So you'll have to wait and see if it's Donnie, but...
You know, I gotta say, because you know I always fan-crushed on Donnie before you even got married. Like, I love Donnie Wahlberg so much. I would go to all of the shows that Donnie was at, and then he married you, so he's like now my brother-in-law.
I know.
But it's funny, because you said you do an imitation of me, fangirl.
Well, you know, when
Donnie?
Sherri gets, you know, when something happens where some sexy guy comes on, it's just this. I'll just do it real quick. She'll be like, oh. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. loves you to death, and the blockhead community loves you because you are a true blockhead, which is what they call, you know, fans of New Kids on the Block.
The fans of Donnie, but I have to say how much Donnie loves you because I attended your wedding. I was at your wedding, and it was the most beautiful wedding. I couldn't stop crying. But Donnie, this is what I love about Donnie. He loves you so much. He came and he knocked on my door to thank me for coming, and he broke down crying. Talking about how much he loved you. And then I went to his concert at Madison Square Garden, and I was right there, and Donnie was on the stage, and he came up and he whispered in my ear. So all the ladies were like, girl, what did Donnie say to you?
Yeah, what did he say?
What did he whisper in your ear? Do you know what he whispered?
No.
He was like, I love your friend so much.
Oh.
I mean,
I know, Sherri.
It's lovely, but it was, you know, my fantasy came crashing to a halt. But you guys have been married 5 years. He's celebrating 5 years of marriage now.
And he is so more amazing than I ever could imagine. Because you know your imagination takes you to places?
Yes.
It's better than a fairy tale.
So what's the fairy tale for Valentine's Day?
Well, we usually go to this romantic little place outside of New York. It's like 50 miles outside New York.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say where it is because everyone will show up. But if we were ever to make a baby, it'd be in that place, let me tell you. Because it's so romantic.
This is what I love about you and Donnie. We talked about this before Donnie even asked you to marry him. And you did something that I thought was so cool before you met Donnie. You were celibate before you met Donnie. What happened?
You know, I wanted to take I kept saying, like, why do I keep, like, dating frogs? Like, why do I keep meeting frogs? The universe always gives me these damn frogs. I'm ready. And so I realized, you know what? If I don't stop and take at least a year off and kind of reset. Like we reboot our phones and our computers, we don't reboot ourselves. So I said, let me take a year off and get into self-help books, self-help gurus. And I said, I gotta raise my own bar first in order to then find a guy that meets me up here, because I am not downshifting anymore. They gotta meet me up here.
Right.
And then a year later, I met Donnie. And of course, after a year of having no sex, I was like, you're my husband and you are gonna get it. And he got it.
I love that. We had talked about that so much, about rebooting yourself.
Yeah.
And so now, and Donnie loves your son. Evan is now 16 years old.
16, Sherri.
16 years old. Now, Jeffrey is 13. And Jeffrey, sometimes he can be he's a sullen, moody. Sometimes he can be mean. Jeffrey was like, Mommy, you will never, ever be sexy. That's what Jeffrey said. Does Evan do anything like that?
You know what? He's definitely at that age where if, like, his friends are over and I say something, he'll give me one of these. And I'm like, all right, you're definitely gonna be entering the age where you are beyond uncool.
Really?
No matter what, when we go to a restaurant, and if it's just us two, I have to sit at my own table.
Jeffrey makes me do that.
Same thing. Or if there's no other tables, he'll make a menu wall around him so we're not together. I mean, but that's teenagers, so.
Oh my gosh, but has he turned into, and I remember, and this is Evan right here, who is the darling. You know, and I'm so speechless looking at this little boy who's now a dog.
I gotta tell you about the job I made him get.
You made him get a job?
Well, you know what? He turned 16, and I'm like, you're not gonna be one of those, like, celebrity kids that just, like, don't do anything.
Right.
You're gonna have a purpose, and you're gonna get a job.
There you
go. So he basically, I said, find something you love. And he's like, well, they're not gonna pay me to do what I love. I'm like, well, what is it? He goes, well, I love to make YouTube videos, and I love animals, so can I go to dog shelters and make dog adoption videos?
Oh.
And I was like, of course, so YouTube channel, Evan Asher, he's got his own dog adoption show.
You're teaching him to change the world. I love that. And speaking of teenagers, Jenny, we found a picture of you as a teen, an old throwback picture. Look at this girl.
That is, you know, I am more flammable than that cigarette in that photo. That is some Aquanet. That is some oil.
Same hair.
I mean, look at that.
You look like the quintessential bad girl.
I do. I really do.
This is how we are like yin and yang, me and Jenny.
Yeah.
You're the bad girl. This is my little throwback picture.
Let me see.
Look,
You look exactly the same.
Look at our same buck teeth.
Oh, shit.
I look like I would be going, would you like to go to church with me?
I love it. Look at that. We became friends. No one would have ever figured that out from that photo.
Nobody.
But we did, and I love it.
And I love you, girl.
I love you
so doggone much. Thank you for being here, Jenny. Check out the Jenny McCarthy Show on Sirius XM Radio, and the Masked Singer airs Wednesday nights at 9 on Fox.